Hello, it's June from stampwithjune.com. I'm coming to you from sunny Florida, and I have another fun fold today. It's Friday, so it must be fun fold day. This one is called the Easel Spinner, and I will get started. So the base, the card base, I'm doing in real red. It's measured at 11 by 4 1/4, and we score the 11-inch side at 5 1/2. And at 8 1/4. Okay, so 5 1/2 and 8 1/4, it gets scored. Now what we want to do is, this is the example that I'm going to make. We need to make the aperture in the middle. We're going to use oval, okay, and you could use whatever shape you feel will fit for you. I'm going to use the oval. So right now I'm going to use the third largest oval die, which is this one, and I'm going to cut it on my big shot, just using the middle score line there as a guide to how long, where I want to place it. That's what I wanted to say. Okay, I can't do this and I can't talk at the same time. But anyway, we're going to use the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and put in our plates. Like I said, I'm going to cut my oval with this being the center. Now you don't want to fold this and keep it folded. You want to keep this out because otherwise you're going to cut through it. Ask me how I know. Okay, so I'm going to place that on the cut and emboss machine. Try to center this. This is where our other score line is. I could see it. I don't know if you could see it that well. So we're going to center that, and we're going to just cut that in front of the card. That's the front of the card. Where am I going with this? There we go. Okay. Oh, I put it backwards. That's why. Okay. I put it backwards. The handle's on the other side. I'm not used to that. Okay. Done. There we go. Okay. So that's the front of the card, and that's exactly what we need. We need a shape to open up the front of the card with. Like I said, I chose to do the oval, which was the third largest oval in our layering oval die set. By the way, I'm a Stampin' Up demonstrator, so all my products I use are Stampin' Up products, and if you are interested in ever purchasing or having more information about Stampin' Up, you could always contact me. There's more information below the video. All right, just let me get this out of the way. There we go. Now, what we want to do is frame this oval out. That's going to be the front of the card, and we need to frame it out in a way that it's going to stick up as such. So we need to cut out the, let's see, it's use the largest oval and the third largest oval from the layering oval dies. Now we use the third largest oval to cut the middle of the card in the front. This is the largest layering oval die. We need to put them like so, and I'm going to be cutting them out in garden green. So you want to try to get them nice and even, because the blank space you see in the middle is going to be the frame. What I usually will do with something like this, because I want to try to have a nice frame there, is I will take a piece of low-tack tape and tape down my die so that when I run it through the machine, it has a much better chance of staying put without moving. Okay, so to save time, I've already cut exactly like this, ran it through the die machine, cut and emboss, but I had to do it 2 times, okay, because you need 2. You need one for the front and you need one for the back. Okay, so I cut 2 using those third largest and the largest oval. So here we have the 2 of them. So now we want to attach one of them over here. This is going to be known somewhat as the back, because when we pop it up for our easel, that's going to be the back. Okay, so we want to attach this one, or the first one, to the back, but we only want to attach it halfway to the score line. Okay, I think I'm going to use some liquid glue for that. Let me get my silicone sheet. Love the silicone sheet because any adhesive that runs off the paper, I don't have to worry about now everything sticking below. So I think what I'm going to do, rather than put the adhesive on the oval, is to place the adhesive around the oval shape on the so-called back of the card. Okay. And I'll place my oval over that and try to line it up with the opening so that everything seems to be lined up. Okay, so we have that step done, and that one is standing up just like I want it to. Now the idea is to put the other one, remember I said you had to cut two, I'm going to be putting it on top, and there's the frame. But this is the tricky part, because what we need to do is get the image, which I used a candle. We need to get that image in and stuck in between the two frames. Okay, so before we actually go to that, I just want to show you what stamp I used and what image we put in the middle of the frames. I used the Sweetest Time stamp set, and I used the candles, these nice big bold candles, and this is how they stamp. They come stamped as 3. They're not separate, so when you stamp them, you get 3. Okay, I try not to do all my stamping and whatnot so it doesn't take so long, but I'll probably take long anyway. But what I need to do is, now I only need one. As you see in the card here, I only need the one. I need to fussy cut. I know you don't like fussy cutting. And believe it or not, this one and this one are not the same size. So that's why I had to stamp 2 sets. Because I'm going to take the one on the right of the candle. So I'm going to fussy cut this one. And let's see how quick we can get that done. I am going to cut down here. So starting to fussy cut. This is not a hard image to fussy cut because you have a lot of straight lines. And try to let your move your paper instead of your scissors. I know people used to say that when I first started stamping, and I found fussy cutting to be somewhat hard. I'm just going to round that off a little. But I tell you, after you do it a while, it's really kind of relaxing. So I cut out the one up to the right of the middle stamp. I'm going to do the same on this one, because remember I said all 3 candles are different sizes, and we need the sizes to match up when they're going to be glued and hung on by a linen thread. Okay. The hardest part is the flame, and it really isn't hard if you move the paper. Let me try to get a grip on this. Okay. There we go. Okay, so now you have 2 candles. The other candles that I did not cut out, I will use for a different project. They'll always come in handy. I like to store my extras right with the stamp set. See, I have extras here already. So I will just place them inside and use them another time. Okay, enough of that. I'll have to sit down for this. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is take the front frame, and I've already pre-cut about, I think this is about 6 inches of linen thread. Okay. So actually, I'm trying to think of the best way I did. I'm trying to think when I did this, it didn't seem like it was the best way. So now I'm trying to think, maybe if what we're going to do eventually is, I'm sorry, I'm going off track here. Here's the two we just cut out, and they're going to be back to back. I'm going to trim this a little because the flame is cut out a little different. Okay. All right. All right, the dawn flame's going to give me trouble. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is, this is the back, because I already stamped on the other side and I did not do it well, so I had to stamp again. So as not to waste paper, I used the other side. This is the back of the candles. I guess that's confusing because you see that, but that's the back of the candles. I'm going to use Stampin' Seal for this, okay? I'm going to put one whole line down the middle, Stampin' Seal Plus actually. One whole line down the middle. And I'm going to go ahead and put one down each side. This came well over. You just roll that in so it won't show up on the front. Just roll it in. So again, one down the middle and one down each side, because these two have to go together and they have to hold the thread, the linen thread. So I'm going to place the linen thread right now. And I'll cut the ends when I know how long it needs to be, where I can clip. So you want it to be tight. Okay. So there's one. And I did not put any adhesive on the flame. Maybe I should. Just put a little speck. There we go. I could fold that over and it even will hold it better. All right. You know, you could change up your steps a little, whatever you think, you know, your thinking might be different and you might find it easier to do it another way. But what we have to do now is take the front frame and we need to attach it. So we're going to have to glue this. I'll take my liquid glue in a minute. And we're going to glue this like so with the thread. I think I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal again, because if I use liquid glue, yeah, it's not going to work because this string will slide all over and I don't know that I'll be able to keep it taut enough. So let me get some adhesive on here. Like I said, we can tuck in that part that sticks out. Ooh, I never realized how flexible this Stampin' Seal was. You could take it in all different directions, but because it's thicker, it's wider than what we need it for, I'm just gonna again roll up the ends. And so roll, and roll. Okay, so now because I have the adhesive there, I'm gonna put, this is where the top is going to be. I just want to reinforce that with a little adhesive here because that's going to be where the thread gets attached. And I'm going to place this here. Trying to think of the best way to do that. So that is stuck there. Okay. This is going to go, it's really quite messy. I know, next time I'll use the liquid glue except for at the top and the bottom. That would be better because this is quite messy. I didn't do that the first time around, and I think that's why I had so much trouble the first time around, is because I used the liquid glue all over and it was hard to get that linen thread tight enough where it will spin. So let's just ignore all that mess. And then when you do it, just put your Stampin' Seal at the top and the bottom and your liquid glue around there. So I've got this one. I've got the top stuck to the back frame. I want to get, and I think I'm going to put a little Stampin' Seal right here so that it holds in place. I don't want it, let's see, I want to center it better. Yeah, I'm trying to center the candle in the frame itself. That looks better. So much to think about. Yeah, this one might not be one of the easiest, but it isn't hard. It's just tedious. And we'll take the frame and put that over that way. I am going to cut that string before I can't. Didn't do a good job with that either. Okay. I'm just I'm actually trying to not make such a long video, so I'm not doing my best work. But you can do it. I have all the measurements and on my blog, stampwithjune.com. The link will be below this video. So you have all the measurements. If you feel brave enough to attempt it, just remember to keep your adhesive neat. Don't take any bad habits from me, because that's drawer. Okay, so we've got that so far. The card is going to fold when we put it in an envelope like that. Oh, one thing. This one, it goes on the other side. We put adhesive on it already. And I'm going to back that up there. Gives it more substance and it looks better when it spins. So there you have it. Okay. So then it's just a matter of finishing the card. I don't like the way that looks. All right, this is going to be somewhat of a disastrous video because I'm not liking the way anything looks, but I can't do it over because, guys, I'm so new at this. I don't know how to edit my own videos. All right, now we're going to build inside. We take our inside panel, the cardstock layer, 5 1/4 by 4, 5 1/4 by 4. Lay that inside. Take the Designer Series paper from the Poinsettia Place pack. And we'll put some adhesive on that. And we'll put that down here. And the only thing left really is to put our sentiment. I took this sentiment, it says Merry Christmas. I took it from Celebration Tidings because of the size. It was the size that I needed to fit right on my oval shape. These ovals are the second smallest and the fourth smallest in the layering oval dies. So I stamped my sentiment Merry Christmas on here. And what we need to do is use our Stampin' Dimensionals to pop it up a little so that this card, that will hold the easel card. You'll see when I finish, it will hold the easel stand up. So I want to put a good amount to keep it raised up a bit. Because if it was flat, there'd be a good chance it would not stand up like the easel. Let me get these off. And we want to put it somewhere around there. Like that, it stands up. I'll press it down. And that's our card. If you want to put a back greeting on your card, you can. It's 5 1/4 by 4. And then you could put your greeting back there, and that's where you could write your message to whoever you're sending it to. Now see, this one is the one I originally made, and it does look a lot better, but I think that given the measurements I put over in my blog, you'll be able to work on it and not rush so much and not be as messy as I am. But, you know, I think I got you the right idea here. Okay. All right. So that'll be it for now. If you think you want to come back to my channel and look at more videos, you can hit the subscribe button. And you take care. Have a great day. It is the day before Thanksgiving 2020, so happy Thanksgiving. Oh, but forget that because I'm not posting it till the day after Thanksgiving. Anyway, take care. Bye-bye.